Hello, everyone. Today I'm going to talk to you about what happens after you do something really big. So, does anybody else want to curl up for like 16 hours and read a novel and just escape? I do. Today I'm going to tell you why that's not the worst idea ever and some great things that you can add to it. I'm Missy Hughes and I'm your productivity coach. I meet with you in private coaching sessions to help you follow through. Use the link in the comments to sign up for your free discovery call so that we can create a personalized system for you to follow anytime you take a really big action. So, okay, you've done something big. Maybe it's a project that you just finished. Maybe it's a speaking event. Maybe it's creating your first plan for your week. Usually, you realize that it took you longer than you thought it would. It sucked up about 5 times more energy than you thought it would, and you are wiped. I recently led an in-person workshop. It's a presentation that I've delivered multiple times before, so I felt really at home with the topic. But this was the first time that I've led something local here in my town in Pittsburgh. Um, it was the first time, most of my presentations are online, like today, where I'm in the comfort of my home. My sweet pup is there to offer me all the love and comfort that I want. My electric kettle is downstairs, ready to provide toasty water for tea for me. I am very comfortable, right? So this in-person workshop, I had to consider things like travel time, materials, shoes that I never wear, construction projects outside on the street that I neither was planning nor did I know about, and timing errors that all of this added way more time than I had calculated. It's not a problem. It was all handleable, yet it also wasn't nothing, right? All of this required me to get out of my comfort zone. It required me to risk a different way that people were looking at me. So, you're seeing the full body, the way that I move, how I'm in physical space with someone. So I'm risking in a different way than I usually did. Not again, not a big deal. It's just something. Um, I'm also risking the elements out there, the lifing, the construction projects, the timing of the library, who's available. All of these things aren't massive, but they add up. I bet there are a lot of little things in your world that aren't individually a huge deal, but when you add them all up, they can be a load to carry. You can carry the load, but you still feel the load on your back. So I want you to switch gears and think about something in life that's easy for you. It's still work, but it's easy. Maybe you've done it 1,000 times. Maybe you don't have to make any new decisions. You're pretty sure of the outcome. You can actually see the results from, oh, here's where it was before I started, and here's what it looks like after I finished, and I can look and see my accomplishment. All of these are great things to do when you're procrastinating something hard. Something hard would be something that's new for you, something you've never done before, something that requires you to make decisions, something that risks your comfort. Maybe it risks your sense of safety, maybe financially or how other people think of you. All of these are hard. They're not undoable, they just are hard. It's part of what makes things difficult. Um, when we do something big or something hard, often we want to retreat into safety, into rest. And I want to offer to you that that's really normal. Last week, we talked a lot about how the benefits of rest. There are so many of them. That space in between, it's talked about in meditation. It's talked about in working out and building strength. It's the space in between the work where the growth happens. So it's not at all wrong to want to take a step back after you've taken a big step forward. I want to normalize that because a lot of times we think that it's a bad thing. We think that we don't have time for it. We think that that's like, oh, we're taking a step backwards, like maybe we're being lazy. And I want to tell you that nothing could be farther from the truth. So, a lot of times when we're wanting to retreat, we think that we don't have time. Usually, the big thing that we're doing takes more time than we thought it would, so we think we're behind, right? As a side note, when we're thinking about how long that big thing, that big project is going to take us, often we're comparing it to something we already know how to do. We're like, okay, well, this sort of similar thing takes me this long. I'll plan for that long for it to take me. And then it takes 5 times as long. And we're surprised and we haven't planned for that. And this is a whole different topic, but it's part of what leads us into that. I'm not going to take a pause after something big because I don't have time. I'm already behind. So when we think we're behind, we want to catch up. We think that there are 800 things that we put aside when we were doing this big project. So now we got to dive in and get to these because all these other things are waiting on us, right? So, on one hand, we want to feel really good about the big thing that we just accomplished. On the other hand, we feel like we're in a hurry to do these 800 other things that are waiting on us. Do you feel stressed yet? So, I want to give us a different opportunity. So here are some steps that you can take instead of that diving right in, or instead of that like just total retreat. If you are already someone who practices planning, if you're already good at that skill, I want you to take a new step when you plan all of your steps of this big project that you're going to accomplish. I want you to plan space for unscheduled time. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's half an hour, maybe it's half a day. What, depending on how big the project is, you may want more time to give yourself that is unscheduled. Things that aren't, you're going to put all the, if you're a planner, you're going to already have the other things on your plate. They already have a space in your schedule. You're not putting those things there. You're not going to dive into them early. Now, a lot of you will think this is fluff time. This is not fluff time. This isn't time for you to like spill over, like, oh, I'm going to use this time. I still have this fluff time, this like flex time to finish the project. No, the project finishes, and then the very next step after is some unscheduled space. This is time when you can read a novel. It's what I like to do. It's what I did this week. You can take a walk. You can celebrate with a meal with someone that you enjoy. You make that time part of the time of finishing the project. It's part of the project. Part of the project is this little unscheduled space where you get to exhale. So it's the next step after hitting send. It's the next step after saying goodbye to the last attendee. It's the next step after handing in the report. It's not extra, it's part of it. So now, if you're a person who isn't practiced in the skill of planning yet, then you're like, I don't even plan, so I can't be planning time. And that's okay. Listen, that is okay. You start all of this, you start exactly with where you are. If you aren't skilled in the practice of planning yet, you may feel a little more at mercy to what's happening around you. You're like, okay, I finished that. Now I got to go do this. Now this is waiting for me. I got to go do that and this. So you don't have necessarily a space for all these things yet. So you're just knocking them down as they come to you, right? So, what I want you to do is, if this is you, make the next task that you do something really easy. I want the next task that you do something that has no risk. You know how to do it. You know what it looks like. You don't have to make any decisions, and you can see your progress. You can see where you started, you can see where you finished, and you get to feel good about that. You're going to balance that, like, risky space with a just get it done, cross it off the list thing. That gives you the ability to keep going. I'm crossing off, I'm handling things, but you can know that you're making a choice with what to do next. You're making a choice to balance that energy that you've just expended. So the big deal here, go ahead and cross that easy thing off your list, but do it on purpose that I am choosing to do something easy after I've accomplished this something hard because I'm in control. When things are kind of crazy, when things get hectic, I'm still making choices for myself here. So give yourself that intention of doing that easy thing next. Now, no matter where you are on the scale of I'm great at planning or I have never planned a thing in my life, wherever you are on that scale is absolutely fine. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to take 2 to 5 seconds to do something to acknowledge what you've just accomplished. Maybe you put your hand on your heart and take a nice big inhale and let it all out and let it all out, right? Maybe you think in that moment, I did it. Maybe you do a little happy dance and you can chant, I did it, whoop, whoop. Whatever that looks like for you, right? Maybe you text someone and say, I did it. And that someone needs to be someone who knows what you're doing and someone who supports what you're doing. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to get them on board with you. You just have somebody that knows, hey, I'm working on this big thing. And they can say, congratulations. You take the space to say, I did it. That's what I did this week. Right after I led this presentation, I texted my coach and I said, I did it. And it felt amazing just to give that little acknowledgement to myself. And hours later, I got a congratulations back. How do you feel? Yeah, it didn't matter. It didn't matter what I got back. It just mattered what I sent out. And I want to offer that to you too. Whether it's a hand on your heart, whether it's a happy dance, whether it's a text to someone who knows, take the 2 seconds to just be in the completion of what you just did. I did it. Listen, we are doing big things. We are thinking about big things. We are hoping to do big things. Wherever you are on that scale, it takes energy, it takes thoughts, it takes action. You're in the action even if it's in the idea phase of an action. So acknowledge where you are. Give yourself that balance of risk and so good. If any of this resonates with you, if you are curious about any of this, go to the link in the comments and schedule your free discovery call to see what life coaching and productivity coaching can do for you to get those big ideas into that. Whew, I did it. I can't wait to see you. Like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to see you next week.